Might just grab this and what's good everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video of the lockdown here in New Zealand, and today we're going to be going over how to get better on your flat rail that you may have at home or may have down at your local skate park or wherever the rail may be. Pretty much the first thing of riding rails is figuring out which way you prefer to do it. So you may naturally prefer to grind it front side or back side. It is good to make sure that you can grind the rail both ways, because if you can do it both ways it just helps with your amount of tricks that you can do. The main thing that I found with grinding rails, like I said in the last video, is just repetition, so that the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. So when I ride my rail at home, I just try to do board sides and front boards as much as I can, probably about 5 of each, and that just gets me warmed up, and then I'll slowly progress, like do a whip at the end of it, then do a bar spin at the end of it, and then when you feel comfortable, then you just start putting them all together and just start having some fun on the rail. In this clip we have a basic board slide, so pretty much just jumping onto the rail and just grinding across it. When you jump up onto the rail, you just want to make sure your deck is in the middle of the rail, and just kind of helps. The awesome thing about riding flat rails is that you have an endless amount of tricks you can do on them. If you're stuck for tricks, you can do tricks off them, you can do tricks onto them, you can do tricks in between. So it's a really good thing to have at home. It's a little flat rail and it just really helps your riding progress. So that's enough of me talking here, so let's get outside and get some clips on the flat rail and go over some more tricks and tips. Thought I'd put some socks on today. Usually when I ride, I always ride with ankle braces. Trying to get used to not riding with my braces just to get that strength back in my ankles, get that confidence back, because for a long time I couldn't ride if I didn't have my braces on, just because of that confidence behind them. Might just grab this and we can try and get some 50s on it. Like I was saying before, the main thing that helped me get better with rails is just repetition. So if you can do a board slide perfect, that's good. Then do it 100 more times, 50 times. Just do it as many times as you can until you can get it perfect every try, and that's really going to help you in the long run. If you can do a flat rail like that perfect every time, you're going to be able to do pretty much any rail perfect any time, including down rails, up rails, and just whatever. You're going to try to get it in the middle as much as you can, and what you're going to be learning is how to lean backwards and then push yourself forwards and stuff like that. And if you can rock like that, it really helps with your balance, because then, say if you're just going for a normal board slide like that and you're leaning forward, you know to push down on your back foot. Pushing down on your back foot too much, push down on your front foot, and vice versa. And now I'm learning 50s. 50 grinds I still find a little bit freaky, but I'm just learning now. I think in the clip before that was the first front 50 whip I've done, and I think it was the first front 50 I did on this rail, because I just find them a bit freaky. Having a 5 wide definitely helps, but this is the widest deck I've ridden, so I'm just getting used to it now. So when you jump up, you just want to be looking at pushing your wheels towards the rail, and if you can push your wheels towards the rail, it's just going to help your deck go on. But sometimes you can go on and it slips and stuff like that. So what I find helps, if you don't know how to 50 very well, just go like this. And all you got to do is just a little jump on, jump off. And if you just start on doing, same with board slides, you just start off doing half a metre, then you do a metre, and then before you know it, you'll be able to do the whole rail. So just start off on the very end of the rail. It's not bad, everyone has to learn, and you're always learning. So just start off on the end of the rail and work your way towards doing the whole rail. If you want to do the whole rail, then go ahead, but I say if you're learning, just start off little and then work your way up. And now to learn some grind tricks. So I reckon the easiest grind combo to learn is a board backflip. So not the best one you've probably seen, but most of you guys probably know what that is. So it's just a normal board slide, and then you jump, turn to your right side, and you just kind of just chink the rail at the very end. It's a very basic one to learn, and it's a good one to learn to get into rails. Because what you can do, you can just grind as much of the rail as you want, and then at the very end you just jump up, and all you got to do is ting the end of the rail, and there you go. Now we're going to go over how to do tricks out your grinds. Doing tricks out grinds is getting a little bit more difficult, but still very simple. So all you got to mainly focus on is getting a nice slide and then jumping up. You want to focus on that jump up, and then when you're in the air you want to start spinning your tricks around. If you're grinding and try to jump and spin your trick and you're trying to be in too much of a rush, it's not going to make the trick look very nice, and it's also going to make it a bit more difficult. Here's some examples of a bad one.
Die bury me inside a Gucci coffin, make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. J kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. When I die bury me inside a Gucci coffin, make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. J kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. Slit my wrist, fill the cupcake coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death erupt. Slit my wrist.
Whew. That was a sweaty session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little rail session there, and there are some helpful tips in there. If you guys have any more questions about tips and maybe some ideas on what to do, leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it in the next video. So for now, take care, and I'll see you hopefully in a couple days. Well, I won't see you because, you know, physical distancing, but you'll see me on the screen.